This is week number 1 of the European qualifier for the Quake World Championship, where our duel tournament is continuing. Our top 16 has been going really well today. Obviously, we just saw Vu take it over Zoot, which was a really sort of long-winded match, you could say. But we're moving on to our next match, which is Hell versus Cooler. Now, Hell versus Cooler is one I think quite a lot of people have been excited about. Obviously, Cooler, we know everything and anything about this guy right now, not only in Quake Champions,
he plays a lot of Quake.
He does play a lot of Quake, a lot of different Quake games, and he's pretty damn good at every single one. Has definitely seen his fair share of first places and just grand finals general across loads of World Championships for all Quake games. However, Hell, a very sort of prominent old-school Quake 4 player who's obviously made it into the top 16 and is also spoken very highly of, not only in Quake 4, but Quake Champions as well. A lot of people are really interested to see what this guy brings to the table. We saw Cooler on Thursday in our qualifiers. He looked really strong. However, what is the champion lineup that Hell's going to select?
Let's find out in due time. It's Ruins of Sarnath once again. Hell's going to be going for Blazkowicz as his first pick.
All right, Cooler's thinking about it.
We're seeing sort of varying success with Blazkowicz today, though, as a whole. I mean, we saw him hard countered by Clutch, but he does have that sort of shred potential. And he's got that dual wield, so it's a bit hit and miss so far, at least in the matches we've seen. I've no doubt, obviously, he is clearly a strong pick, but not seeing him particularly used, I suppose, to making a big difference so far.
Now, Cooler sort of keeping up the Russian tradition and going with Nyx first. It's such a popular strategy among this group of players, but it's put to good use, right?
Slash! That's interesting.
This guy does play Quake 4 after all. Nyx as well.
Okay, awesome. So the Slash pick is very, well, not surprising as such. And obviously filling up Scale Bearer with Cooler. So Slash is interesting, like you said.
First time we've seen it today.
Hell being such a prominent Quake 4 player, obviously the crouch slide, I believe that's Quake 4. Yeah, of course. So there you go. You have that sort of like that familiarity. We don't see much of her generally in duels. I do believe we saw Cypher pick her once or
It was
Thursday?
one time. Yeah, it was on our Thursday.
On Ruins of Sarnath.
It was
on
the Ruins of Sarnath stage. We saw Cypher go with Slash when he was 1 game up, I believe. And to be fair, his Slash pick didn't really do much in the match itself. We know that apparently Cypher does enjoy playing this character, and I was always wondering if other players really enjoy playing this champion as well, because you really don't have all the champions in the game. Slash in duel right now in this competitive setting is by far picked the least.
Oh, of course. It was beforehand. It was a bit of a toss-up between her and Clutch. And now Clutch has been changed the way he has. We're obviously seeing a lot more of him. Obviously, Agent doing so much before, Vu playing him in more of a passive defensive role beforehand. But almost back to sort of that Blazkowicz pick. Blazkowicz is clearly a very strong champion for 1v1s. But we don't see... it seems like people are getting really good at playing around that dual wield.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. It's such a dangerous tool, right? The fact that it does so much damage and it can delete you so quickly, it's definitely something you need to be familiar with. Now, you can already see Hell going in with this instant Slash pick. And it's just the navigation, that crouch slide that she has access to. And Hell going to be more than familiar with the mechanics of that, that's for sure.
Obviously, Upcate's Cooler, though. He has quite an opponent standing in his way. Qualifying to regional. Let's not forget, that's what these guys are doing. Every single duel match we've shown today has been a do or die, make or break game. They win, they make it through to regionals. They lose, they're out and have to try again next week.
And that will continue for the rest of the night. However, Cooler going with Nyx first. This is really like a tried and tested strategy in duel. She is unbelievably popular, but for good reason. Very effective at taking out frags early.
Oh, nice shot on that max charged rail. That's a clear 90 damage versus someone like Nyx. Gets rid of all of that armor.
But you can see how effectively Hell's actually able to chase that down because of that. However, he's taken a rail himself, so now he has to retreat. We're going into the ability just to get that speed boost. And that's, I think, in duel particularly, that really is, I think, one of the only reasons we're going to see that sort of explosive dash used with Slash, because she goes so quickly, and it'll be used to sort of secure items and to get away safely. Cooler was up behind, but I don't know whether Hell actually realized he was there. I think he might have heard him, because he did turn around.
Well, look at that speed adding up already, though. That crouch slide Slash. A lot of mileage out of it, gets to mega health again. Hell doing a really good job of just controlling this one specifically.
Ooh, it's Cooler coming up the other side. I think Cooler was a little bit ready for that. Opted to not go all the way. Go back down instead. Quite a while until the mega health and heavy armor are up as well, so... I love watching a good Slash.
Like, look at this movement though, it's insane.
Very fun to watch.
It's just so fluid, you know what I mean? Like it's just so smooth.
Okay, so just like that, Mega Health and Heavy Armor are going to spawn. Is Hell going to try and secure both? I wonder if he's expecting Cooler to be down there.
Of course, all the rockets come through. Cooler trying to secure this Heavy Armor. I think, yeah, he's able to do so. Sort of gets Hell away, shooting some rockets down, deterring him from following.
That's one thing that I think Slash is able to do really well, almost like on par with Anarchy, is just the speed at which she can escape fights. Cooler appears behind, and there we go. Hell does get taken out. Cooler gets the first frag coming out of that ghost mode. There we go, assassination.
Makes the jump, gets himself the Mega Health now. Hell going down to this Blaskovitz. Now, squishy character like Nyx, if she gets caught out without that Ghost Walk, and yes, that dual wield, she will be absolutely deleted. Oh, nice rail though from Hell. Oh, misses the follow-up though. He's in the air, but Hell is going to get the follow-up and take that return frag. Does Cooler go with? Yes, he does. And now it's a Blaskovitz mirror.
Yeah, he's taken basically minimal damage on that side too. Now, this is dangerous, even though Cooler is actually done. You know what? Not anymore. He did so much damage with that super nail gun. It does not matter. I was about to say, getting caught on the spawn against the Blaskovitz with so much weaponry and a dual wield versus one with just the spawn would have been a bad situation, but Cooler did so much of that ranged damage with that super nail gun. Opting not to
he
use
misses the shot.
Yeah, he didn't use the dual wield at all. I wonder why.
Maybe he thought he was going to get out of that one, but Cooler,
Yeah, perhaps.
gets that damage out of nowhere.
Either way, Hell's going to respawn. He's got the Nyx now. Similar champions to one another, but they are being forced to use it in different orders.
All lightning guns coming out from Cooler. Doesn't quite have the dual wheel, but doesn't seem to need it yet.
Oh, he expected the Ghost Walk, but he went the wrong way, and now Hell has a whole bunch of damage lined up. However, it's going to be risky to chase this now. Absolutely. He's got the heavy armor. He's got plenty of rockets. 1 minute left. Cooler can start to play defensive.
Oh yeah, this round has already been 4 minutes. The timing just going out of nowhere. Cooler with the lead though. If he can survive this minute without losing the champion, he's going to win on that alone. But it doesn't look like he wants the timeout. He wants the kill. He's going in for it. Oh! Hell does go down. You said that rocket was so close to maybe taking him out, but Cooler with that aggression does not want it to go down to timeout.
Well, that's only one round at the very least. Bear in mind, each map will be 3 out of 5. So I think that was just a really good start for Cooler. But I feel like, you know, as this goes on, we might see, maybe we'll see the Slash do a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see.
Speaking of which, though, we do see the same start. So Hell's gone back to Slash to start. Cooler here with Nyx.
Movement-wise, I think Hell looks extremely comfortable playing Slash.
It does seem like it, especially with just like the, you know, just the moving around itself. And Cooler springs the trap, waits for him. Oh, the trail comes out though from Hell. Still in the air though. Lots of damage coming out from this machine gun. Oh, and forces the Ghost Walk with 9 health remaining. Hell very close to taking out that first frag.
I kind of feel like that has been happening quite a lot today, where they've been able to do so much damage to each other, but it's a matter of whether you can actually close it out after the damage has been dealt. You know, Cooler right there was left with 9 health. All it would have taken was basically anything to finish him off. But just like that, Cooler, nice amount of armor. One thing about Slash, when it comes to these small champions, she actually has got quite a respectable amount of health and armor for her size.
It's definitely not too bad, especially for the speed she can get to as well. Oh, and Cooler just manages to snag away that Mega Health and both the heavy armor. Wow, and just like that, look how tanked out Cooler becomes.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's smart. Just waiting for the respawn timers on this, the cooldown, the hourglasses. I mean, you see just how prominent that Ghost Walk can be just for getting out of fights and securing pickups. You want to also make sure you've got as many of those available to you as possible.
Definitely one of the best abilities in the game to duel, because it just gets you, it's such a multi-purpose
Or
ability.
using it aggressively. Oh, he appears right in front of her, but Hell has the rocket launcher, and that's going to be an easy frag for Hell. I don't know if Cooler was quite expecting Hell to be that ready.
Well, either way, Hell does get the first blood of this round. And now it's Blaskovitz.
That time as well, yeah. 2 minutes waiting on that one.
There's not going to be a huge amount that Hell can do with a Slash perspective to sort of get around the dual wield, apart from using the speed to try and sort of get away and out of that dangerous situation. It's quite weak at the moment though, but as you can see, look, Slash with natively 100 health and 50 armor. Now, for a small champion, you would normally expect her to have a little bit less, but when she's fully stacked up, she is deceivingly tanky sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like tanky is the word, but definitely a lot healthier than you might expect someone of her speed to be, right?
Yeah, I'm talking sort of more along the lines of like, you know, the small champions that most of them have very small health values, but Slash, not so much.
These crazy noises coming out of her blades, or roller skates, whatever they are. Oh, that's very low. Cooler pops the dual wheel, doesn't even need it. That lightning gun's going to do it. Unfortunately, Hell wasn't able to get away with that one. We're back down to 2 champions each.
I think Hell was willing to take some of the damage trades to sort of like just rocket away from that situation, but he had taken so much damage. I don't think he was quite ready to be left with 7 health, especially when that's the damage of a lightning gun tick, right? Like 1 tick and you're down. Now with Hell going straight onto Nyx this time.
Caught in the air, and yeah, there's no way you're going to be missing rails. At this stage in the tournament,
whoops.
At this stage in the tournament, you're not going to be missing rails on airborne targets like that. Cooler.
Yeah, definitely not.
Like fish in a barrel.
But Cooler though, 10 seconds away, he's going to have his dual wield again. Plenty of ammo for all of his main weapons as well. This is the rail.
Oh, there comes out the dual wield. You can see the damage start to add up now.
There we go.
My lord, and there we go. Gets psyched. Cooler gets that final kill. Round 2 completed. Quite long-winded rounds here, but definitely, I mean, for good reason, right? These guys are playing for a ridiculous amount of money, potentially, just to make it through to the regionals. They've come this far this week. They don't be losing now.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just... Now, here's the change. Hell has now opted to go for Nyx first.
Yes.
Now, you wonder what he's going to sort of do to sort of almost adapt.
It's almost like fighting fire with fire, right? We've seen the amount of Nyx players that... When you find yourself in that sort of mirror situation where you're against the same champion back-to-back, if she pops Ghost Walk, you pop Ghost Walk, right? If you use yours as she comes out of it, you almost get to use yours aggressively because of her using hers to escape, especially if you make that read. But if anything, Slash, I mean, Slash definitely, I don't want to say not doing anything in this match, but again, you can see the problem sort of shining through. Cooler is just playing around it so well.
On top of the fact that, bear in mind, when it's kind of like a Nyx mirror situation is, it can be quite slow, because the second one of them gets in a bad spot, obviously they'll pop the Ghost Walk and get away. But now, both of them can do that.
We'll catch him around the corner. Here's that trade out. Ghost Walk is popped by Cooler, keeps himself alive, and now he's back up to full health immediately.
Long cooldown though. He's got to be really careful not to get it. Nice!
Oh, wow.
Rail on the back of Hell.
That was a charged one too, 90 instead of 80.
Hell's now in a lot of trouble. Heavy armor's going to spawn. Understandably, Hell goes down there, understands he needs to take it, going straight into the Ghost Walk. Doesn't even want to leave himself in that dangerous situation, but here we go, here comes another fight, but is it enough to take him out? Not quite. Cooler getting away with that one. Just doing everything he can to get back to that Ghost Walk. I think using those Hourglass pickups so important. 100 damage!
Ouch! Just like that, Hell goes down again. Cooler just looking super strong in this, what could be the final round of this first map. Just like that, Cooler looking just solid as a rock, I think sums it up. Going in for the dual wield, but again, using the Ghost Walk on reaction. Abel was trying to trick him into going for a bit. Another rail, that's just going to force him as far away as possible. Cooler's accuracy right now has been unbelievable. Misses the rail. Oh, he misses 2. Misses 3. That Cooler wasn't quite on point with those ones in that exchange.
Yeah, you just look at the health that Hell had remaining, and if only he landed them, we may be seeing just a Slash left standing.
Not a complete disaster though, still able to salvage the mega health. It looks like the heavy armor as well. Yes, he is indeed, so not a complete disaster. Just means that Hell is still very much alive.
Yeah, if you definitely don't get the frag, then do what you can to secure the little victories at the end of the day. Ooh, actually, Lily was on target, but the wall was in the way.
Next though.
Now Hell's in big trouble using the aggressive Ghost Walk straight into him at full speed. Wow.
That was incredible. And very brave. You know that Blazkowicz had his dual wield ready, but you know, Cooler, we talked about it before, almost those Ghost Walk assassinations. That's exactly what we saw him attempt there, and it worked out perfectly. Just get right in his face. Doesn't see you. Oh, the everyone shot not gonna go amiss. Cooler starting to land them now.
Hell is in a heap of trouble at this point. He has no health, very minimal armor. At this stage, if he can land it, now Cooler has been forced to retreat. He did take a rail, he can't afford to take the Hell, missed the rail! And that missed rail was punished with a game loss. Cooler is now 1 map up.
He is indeed, and once again, Ruins going to the favor of him. I mean, Ruins of Sarnath, we've seen this a lot because it is that sort of predetermined first map at this stage of the tournament, but now it all comes down to what map they're going to swap over to, because this is Hell down one map. Cooler looking really strong. This Nyx, again, it's Russian players and Nyx. It's just a match made in heaven.
I think out of all the players though that currently use Nyx, I feel like Cooler in particular really knows how to use. I feel like out of everyone that plays so far, Cooler maximizes the Ghost Walk like some of the best, because it's just his decision making on when to activate it to stay alive, to get from one point to another, but most importantly in a duel setting, when to use it in a fight at an unpredictable time to secure a kill.
Well, we saw that.
He uses it almost every round.
When he was trying to wipe out Hell's Blazkowicz, just like that, you know, activate it at a place that he's unlikely to see you or maybe even hear you do it, and then get right up in his face with a rocket launcher already out. And as soon as you come out of that Ghost Walk, you're just nuking rockets down to the ground. And that was more than enough damage to take out Blazkowicz. And that was brave, because you know he had dual wheel ready to go, which is normally something you don't see people really take the fight to a Blazkowicz if he has his ability ready to go. But you know, if you're Cooler and you're that brave and you're that convinced
if you can take him out before he does it, then that's even better. You know, make him go out without even having a chance to use his ability.
That's a surprise factor for sure. Do you think Hell's going to go with a similar lineup? I mean, it definitely didn't look like he was picking bad champions. Obviously, two of the three, they both had themselves, whereas Cooler had Scalebearer on the third one. We didn't even need to see that at some point in that map. Whereas Hell was obviously bringing out that Slash. So do you think we're going to see Slash again?
I'm not really sure. I think Slash right now isn't really picked a huge amount. And I think part of that might just be, like, I guess, the tools that she brings to the table. She can, with no resources, she can sort of navigate the map really well.
Blood Run again. Okay.
But right now, it kind of feels like, you know, Slash kind of serves a purpose that a lot of other champions do also serve, but maybe some players may feel like maybe they serve that purpose a little bit better than Slash. At least this early on, you know, when the meta is still young of this game in particular. It is a young sort of game in terms of, like, how much there is to find and develop. And just like that, he swapped out Slash with Ranger. I was kind of expecting him to swap out Slash, to be honest.
Yeah, it did seem like it. I mean, I don't want to say it's a bad champion per se, because you know these guys clearly pick it for a reason.
For sure.
It's a question of whether there are better picks, especially for the map.
It's the map, and it's also the game mode. So what was Hell using Slash for? He was using her for the sort of the passive map navigation, which came with the crouch slide. However, you know, Nyx with the wall jump can do that. Anarchy with his hoverboard can do that as well. Even like Visor can navigate the map pretty quickly.
Also, going to Ranger on Blood Run. Ranger does have a lot of interesting options using the orb.
He's really popular on this map, for sure.
And especially when you've got that sort of that center sort of, you know, kill zone. Ranger can sort of, I don't want to say safely navigate that, but he does have some safer options to get around it than others. Like, for example, using the Dire Orb to get both, you know, Mega Health and Heavy Armor at the same time.
So it's like take Mega Health, go outside, then toss the Dire Orb up top, and then take the Heavy Armor.
Or vice versa. Get Heavy Armor, throw the Dire Orb down towards the health, teleport to it, and obviously, you know, from rail to one another as well. Like, there's just a lot of safety there on what is normally quite a chaotic map.
So we're going to see if Hell is able to bring this one back. He is one map down against Cooler, and if Cooler wins this map on Blood Run, he is going to move on into the EU Regionals for that closer shot towards the Quake World Championship Finals.
But he does have to take out Hell a second time, though, and this was Hell's pick. This map is definitely something he must be comfortable with, otherwise he wouldn't have gone with it. We're starting off with Blazkowicz, though, instead. Cooler going for this next start once again.
Maybe he just wants, you know, the ability to rush someone really, really heavily. You know, like maybe he just wants to take out these champions as quickly as possible.
Maybe. He does already have access to all the weapons.
I feel like fighting against Cooler, taking Nyx away from him, taking certain champions away from players that clearly maximize a champion effectively seems really important. So it was like taking Anarchy away from Noctis, taking Scalebearer away from Toxic, taking Nyx away from Cooler, I think, is one of those examples.
I would agree there. I mean, it definitely looks like his strongest champion. Even on Thursday, we saw some of his games looking really good with her. And this looks like it's no different. There's that health regen coming out from Blazkowicz once again. So if you do take a little bit of poke, it doesn't really hurt you as much as other champions. That regen's going to take you up to that next 25 block. It's the Heavy Armor, but Cooler is waiting for him, but doesn't get a massive amount of damage down. And I was going to say that Cooler actually takes a bunch himself, as Hell's able to secure this Mega Health.
That does mean Blazkowicz is actually, if he sort of rocket jumps towards Heavy Armor, for example, he will naturally regenerate the damage he just did to himself. Very popular.
Oh, what a prediction. Unfortunately, only 20 damage, but at least he knows he was definitely on the money.
Naturally, though, Blazkowicz sitting on a lot more health than Cooler. Once again, really trying to sort of command the midsection, but Cooler actually waiting. He lies in wait, gets a rocket, but not a huge amount of a payout there.
It's unfortunate when you make that really just hard read on your opponent that they're going to come through there. You get it, but you just don't maximize the damage.
He didn't see Cooler until the last minute coming around the side. He went down the steps all the way, and right as he goes towards the entryway, Hell used that pillar, kind of blocked him off a little bit. Nice timing on that heavy armor. He's going to secure that mega health as well. Hell looking nice and healthy.
Oh, trading rail for rail though, but Blazkowicz has more health.
They're pretty much consistently trading. You know, they're trading damage for damage all the time. Cooler is consistently having less health and less armor, but it's not enough to really make it count so far.
I think it's mainly because Hell is just really just getting this heavy armor all the time.
Hang on,
here comes Cooler. Used aggressively. He gets a rocket, but again another one. Hell, absolute control over these heavy pickups.
I almost feel like at this point, Cooler's kind of like sort of just trying to stay alive and give himself more resources for when the mega health and the heavy armor spawn. Going around the corner, catches him, but you just look at how much health Hell has. He doesn't care at all. It's almost like Cooler is waiting for his moment to strike once those big health pickups appear. Because Hell is consistently taking those. And as long as Hell is taking the heavy armor and the mega health, he's going to be so much harder to kill.
And the longer this round goes on, the more prominent that's going to be, because we might be approaching a time soon where one frag will be all that's needed. But yeah, she is going for the chase on Cooler. Cooler gets away again. Speed of Nick's been quite hard to keep up with. Pops the dual wield a little bit preemptively.
Yeah.
He was just convinced. I mean, maybe he could have just heard her around the corner, pick something up, and he was just convinced she was going to be there.
Yeah, I think that must have been. He was 100% convinced he was going to be around the corner. Doesn't walk into the rocket. Obviously, he's invisible. The preemptive rockets, though. Hell with the reads. Really good read on that heavy armor pickup.
This is more.
Yep, really nicely paid out.
But this is more like it, though. You know, Hell starting to make those brash reads on where Cooler's going to be. But I was going to say that Cooler's gone straight into Scale Bearer for the first time in the series.
Now, 1 minute warning. Hell just has to survive for 60 seconds, and he's going to win due to the champion advantage.
I think he's going to get hit from up here, surely. Yeah, I was about to say.
I think it's more just to try and navigate really quickly, and the close navigation, being able to move so quickly, paid off. Cooler met him taking the heavy armor. Really good decision to just cover that base so fast.
That must be a little bit demoralizing, though. Hell finally able to take that first frag, but was barely able to hold on to it as fast as I can say that. Cooler gets a direct rocket. Hell was given no time to sit on that advantage, and oh my lord. Cooler with these rails.
That was just a fast turnaround. And on the flip side,
20 seconds left to go.
Hell, who just needed to try and survive for 60 seconds. In 40 seconds, he'd lost 2 champions, and now Cooler is the one in the driver's seat, and he gets the 3rd frag on Hell. Hell had to do something there.
That is a testament to how fast these rounds can turn around. You know, there can be nothing happening for like 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, and then in less than a minute, all 3 champions on one side are dead. Just like that. That is the nature of how on it you have to be permanently.
Mistakes get punished heavily in this game. I mean, one wrong move can lose an entire game.
Oh my lord.
You lose 3 champions, but Hell with the rail. Great shot. And he gets rewarded with the heavy armor.
We haven't seen one of those quick, snappy rail turnarounds for quite a while. Definitely missed them. Once again, Hell was able to take that first one, though. I mean, that's what I say. If you lose that round that quickly, you know Hell's confidence was probably shot a little bit from that sudden turnaround, but to quickly take that first champion less than 30 seconds into the next round, that's a wonderful way to recover.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I mean, if you're on the back foot... Oh, the prediction from Cooler going in for the charge. He's done a bunch of damage already, but he is very weak. And Hell finishes the job with another rocket. It's now to Ranger.
Looks like this Blazkowicz start is really paying off well for him now as Cooler's down to his final champion. Again, less than a minute into this next round, and just that's sort of a testament to how fast it can be. Cooler Diorobi gets them through, but he finishes him off, and Hell with a swift 3 frags back to back.
That was a much faster turnaround that time. Losing a round, it could have been very easy to almost get sort of like a little bit under pressure. You know, when you're already 1 map down, the next map's gone against you as well, especially when he was in the driver's seat for so long, 4 minutes plus. And then that round was snatched away from him by Cooler. The fact he could take the next round back so convincingly with 1 champion alone.
Oh my days, Cooler, you sneaky devil, waiting immediately underneath.
Well, we're just talking about fast turnarounds. Kind of feels like Cooler just did the exact same thing back, and he's going in for the chase, using the aggressive ghost walk. Hell does not know he's there, but he gets another rocket, hits the wall, and he's still alive. That
He's
could have been a frag.
preemptively trying to see where he's going to be. The rail doesn't connect. That would have been death and hell. He's thrown a lifeline and is still alive.
He could have easily been fragged there, but a couple of missed rails that Cooler may live to regret it. Hell could make a comeback with this next pick. Oh, nice reaction on the Ghost Walk to prevent that rocket damage. Really important that help. He needs to get his health and armor right. He can't afford to take rockets. Not at that health.
Oh, and there's that Ghost Walk. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite on the money. I mean, it was definitely in the right sort of region of the map, but not quite enough.
Once again, both players timing the pickups really well. They know exactly where they need to be when both the mega health and heavy armor spawn.
Speaking of which, heavy armor's here, and yeah, Cooler's able to get it now. So Hell's kind of lost the control he had over that earlier on.
That's one thing Nyx does really well on Blood Run, is that she can sort of take something like heavy armor without actually having to hurt herself to do it. She hasn't got a rocket jump, she hasn't got a nail jump, she can just wall jump and that's it.
That's one rail though. Cooler, is he going to go in for the kill? He knows he's got him low.
Can just see Cooler listening out for those footsteps. Second he hears anything, he'll then go in for the kill.
Oh my god, that quick snap. That's the kind of stuff we've been seeing Cooler do before. So he's definitely starting to go back to that.
Really well-timed invisibility from Cooler, trying to make it just really unpredictable, just appearing on the health.
He's going to have Ghost Walk for quite a while though, so if Hell can catch him out with a fight, I don't think Hell will quite realise the advantage he's got right now. Going to get back down to the sort of neutral passiveness both players are really sort of trying to go to, but right now Cooler does have the advantage, so Hell might not feel it right now, but pressure will add up in the next couple of minutes if nothing changes.
It almost feels like Cooler is defending these items from Hell, you know, in the matter of like, he's sort of commanding the middle of this map, and it's Hell who's having to sort of navigate on the outside, and they trade rocket for rocket, and both Nyxes go down.
But Cooler left with us. Well, chooses to go to Scale Bearer, and Hell left with Ranger.
I want to say that was a really good respawn. You respawned right near every weapon that just got dropped in that trade.
Oh, but really low. Cooler's going in for it. This is scary. The Dire to keep himself alive, but Cooler with the rail will do enough to take another round and bring himself to match point.
It almost feels like Hell tried to actually get like almost like an assassination telefrag there. Like he used the Dire Orb the very second Scale Bearer went round the corner, to the point where I think he tried to telefrag him as he went round. That would have been unbelievable, but didn't quite work out. Match point for Cooler.
Oh, Cooler uses it aggressively, but is trying to get out. So that sort of quick decision making, whether do I go in now or not. And we had access to was that machine gun and a tri-bolt. I can't imagine he's going to go for a Blazkowicz with only a tri-bolt to go with.
Well, bear in mind, because this is match point for Cooler, if he wins this round, he is going to move on into the EU Regionals, and we are going to see him again later on, trying to qualify for QuakeCon. Hell, though, he's under quite a lot of pressure right now. Like, he needs to win this round. There is no other compromise.
Oh, just picks up the mega health, but gets taken out by a rail immediately, so the health's going to be disappearing. Cooler misses that rail, misses 2 rails. It's a bit unlike him.
Actually, it's very uncharacteristic when Cooler misses rails like that.
Indeed, sitting in this health pool though, just trying to get a little bit of regeneration from the blood.
Yeah, bear in mind, guys, any map that has like a sort of blood pool on it, I'll get into this story later. Hell just kind of flying through head first into a rocket. Anyway, the blood pools on a lot of these maps, if you stand on the blood pool, you actually get healed. I think it's 5 health per tick.
Scale Bearer catches him point blank. He's going for the rush, going through, and Cooler goes down. Hell, playing this round a lot better though. As soon as he gets his hand on Blazkowicz again, his kill potential just goes through the roof.
Yeah, this is definitely a lifeline, I think.
Like I said before, you know, we haven't really seen as much of Blazkowicz making a difference as usual, and Hell is kind of taking that on its head right now. Blazkowicz is being the saving grace.
Oh, I think Hell may have actually anticipated Cooler to have stopped firing rockets at that moment. Can he survive one more? Does manage to dodge that final rocket, and he will be rewarded with an extra round. Now, it's still match point for Cooler, but Hell has 1 round to tie things up.
Well, after such a hard-fought map this has been so far, this instantly becomes, if Cooler takes this one and moves on, that's great, but Hell, at the same time, you know, really bringing this one back. This was his map of choice, and if you really, you know, bring this map down to the final wire to win that, I mean, what a confidence boost.
Look at Cooler sort of sneakily crouching down there, making sure Hell can't see him. Sneaky devil. Right. Bear in mind, Hell Again, trying to really sort of control the middle of the screen. Mega health and heavy armor.
Oh,
within 5 seconds. Wow, 100 damage. Cooler has to get out of there. Bear in mind, the really important health pickups are up now, so no doubt Hell's going to get that armor. Will he beat him to the health? Yeah, that's going to be uncontested, I think. That rail was absolutely in the favor of Hell, who is now on the chase, but he doesn't know where Cooler's gone. Trying to stack himself a little bit back up.
You can see the confidence though when Hell is on Blazkowicz. He does sort of shine through.
I feel like in this map, his Blazkowicz has by far been his best character.
Oh, the Ghost Walk.
Uh-oh.
Cooler sees him, comes out of
He
it.
has
Oh.
no idea that Cooler was waiting there. I think Cooler just caught onto the pattern. He knew that when it comes to Hell likes to go armor first, then health. Armor first, then health. Cooler basically just picked up on that pattern and punished it heavily.
That is actually how Cooler took out his Blazkowicz in the last round, though. You know, sort of Ghost walked out of his sight. Oh, direct rocket connects, and Hell is once again real low. Cooler.
He could hear the footsteps. Let's do his land to rail, but he misses it. Is he going to miss it again? He misses 2 in a row. Hell given a lifeline. Could have been fragged by that rail, but it didn't connect twice in a row. Here comes the aggressive phase shift. Cooler trying to predict where he's going to be, but
I actually think you're right on the money when you're talking about sort of that's one thing that separates Cooler from other Nixes right now is just the use of those aggressive Ghost Walks. He's always on the money of where they're going to be.
it's because, I mean, this is what happens when a player that plays Quake for as long as Cooler has played Quake. You just know where your enemies are going to be. Here comes on the fight, another 100 rocket. His point-blank rockets have been on the money so far. They've been on point.
That's quick, snappy rocket jump just to get hold of that heavy armor. Has himself fully healed immediately once again, so all the damage that Hell is doing isn't really paying off for him too much. Gets another snappy rail. Cooler.
That was a really good shot.
Flicks are insane.
That was a fantastic shot. Oh, we can hear the footsteps. Again, Hell was not ready for the re-emerge into the invisibility, and I mean, that's it. Cooler is 1 champion away. Hell has no options now but to make a 3-champion comeback. That's a big ask against one of the world's best.
It is indeed. Oh, there's a dire roll, but the rockets come through. A lot of damage, gets knocked to the ground. This is probably going to be it if Cooler doesn't miss it. Oh, look at that health. Where is it? He's got nothing left.
He must have been on 1 HP at that point, and Hell just still alive somehow.
Oh,
no!
My lord, not another one. But Hell, you see his health go straight back up. Luckily, he was next to 2 pickups.
But Cooler knows he's going around that way. Hang on a minute, needs a rocket. He only has 18. Cooler staying, he's standing his ground, he's confident.
Still got 18 health is 18 health.
Yeah, he's still got the safety net.
Ghost walk. Oh, gets away with that one. Has some armor now though, so he won't get one shot by a rail.
I think Cooler can afford to be patient now. I mean, bear in mind this position, Hell is under a lot of stress. He has to make this 3-champion comeback. Now Cooler will just sort of sit here and just listen out.
Well, 1 minute 20 seconds remaining on the round as well. So remember that 3-champion limit with how passive these matches can be sometimes. It's quite a tall order to take out 3 champions in what is now just over 1 minute of time left.
Yeah, 1 minute and 10 seconds, and this round is over. And Hell is going to be out of this tournament with Cooler moving on to regionals.
Oh, shoots him through the grate.
I think he's going to play super passive. I really think Cooler is going to play this very patient game. I mean,
he has access to Ghost Walk as well, and it's not like he's just 1 champion ahead, he has 2.
He surprised him. Hell's caught him, but he's done a lot of damage. Misses the second rail.
Gets 2, now Hell's forced to replenish.
Here we go. Is he going to call it?
Yes! Oh, what a read!
Damage!
He knew that was going to be the health he was likely to take. And once again, those psychic reads that you just cannot predict from some of these guys. Cooler making one of those ridiculous reads on where he's going to be.
I think Hell did more than hold his own there, though. I mean, like, you know, I feel the change onto Blood Run clearly was a really good map choice. I think changing away from Slash onto Ranger clearly worked out for him as well. I think his Blazkowicz was by far his best champion. I think
He seemed his most comfortable, I'd say by far.
We talked about how Cooler really seems to know how to use the invisibility and the Ghost Walk for Nyx. And I think that's pretty much what this entire series was built on, was just Cooler, like right there, consistently figuring out when he should go. Obviously died in that clip, but
maybe not the best one to give an example
of the devil,
for.
but most of the time when Cooler would go, right, I know exactly that he knows when to secure a frag, he'll go invisible and just get that free hit when he re-emerges. And it was quite often as simple as that. Really well played. I think Cooler really maximizing how dangerous
this was the kill on Blazkowicz, I think. Yes, just like that. You ghost walk, nowhere near them, when they can't hear you, they can't see you, and you just appear on them with a rocket ready to get that 100 damage direct. That's the bravery on a Blazkowicz that had his ability stocked, right? That's the bravery that you really need to sort of establish, or you can just, it's very all or nothing, but if you do make that read, I mean, come on, like how stressful must that be to defend against?
Well, that does mean that Cooler will be moving on to the EU Regionals, and he's now going to be one step closer towards playing for the Quake World Championship Finals live at QuakeCon. So that's going to be really exciting to see what he can do there. But I mean, this is not the final set of the night. You know, these guys have played really well. We've had some crazy good sets throughout the entire day, and we have plenty of matches to come. I believe we have a couple of more duels left to play. Let me sort of just bring out my
I believe
list.
so. We have 2 left, I think, for duels, and then after that we'll be going down to sacrifice. And once again, all the matches today will be do or die games. You win, you make it through to the regional finals later. If you lose, you are eliminated, and we'll have to try again in future weeks.
So as you can see on the bottom of the screen right here, our next match is going to be Vishal versus Claus. Again, if I mispronounce names, I apologize in advance. But that's going to be a really good match, no doubt, because we have 2 more left. And I mean, we're getting through these matches. We've had some good games already, but good games are plentiful and yet to come. We're going to go for a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Quake Champions.